Thus, the Mahabharata, the historical core of which was formed with the onset of Kali Yuga, reports that before the previous Dvapara Yuga, fierce wars took place between Kshatriyas and a hereditary Brahmin warrior Parashurama, as a result of which the former were defeated and exterminated or expelled to remote mountainous areas and degraded. This is the Russian academic translation by Kalyanov of a part of Adi Parva, the Mahabharata, data on the Kshatriya slaughter. In the interval between Treta and Dvapara Yuga, Rama, the best of the bearers of weapons, repeatedly exterminated the magnificent Kshatriya clan. And having destroyed all the Kshatriyas by his valor, he formed 5 lakes of blood in Samanta Panchaka in Kurukshetra. He satisfied his ancestors with blood. We have one more description of the Kshatriya slaughter by Rama in the Aranyaka Parva, Russian academic translation by Vassilkov and Neveleva. Rama, after he exterminated the Kshatra, arranged 5 ponds. He filled them with blood, so he sated all his ancestors. The Mahabharata also indicates that during and after the repeated extermination of Kshatriya men, Kshatriya women gave birth to sons from Brahmin fathers in large numbers, for at least 21 generations. Thus, we have in the Adiparva Kalyanov translation, the son of Jamadagni freed the earth from the Kshatriyas 3 times and 7 times. The Kshatriyas were destroyed in the world. Then the Kshatriya women, desiring posterity, came to the Brahmins, and the Brahmins entered into contact with them. And from them, those Kshatriya women conceived by thousands. Then they gave birth to Kshatriyas, boys and girls, to continue the Kshatriya Varna. Thus, the Kshatriya women from the Brahmins produced Kshatriya Varna, which became durable. One more, Adiparva, Russian academic translation by Kalyanov. The son of Jamadagni Raman repeatedly destroyed the Kshatriya race, conquering the earth. By the descendant of Haridu, Raman, by means of various weapons, the earth was thrice and 7-fold cleansed of Kshatriyas. Then everywhere from the wives of the Kshatriyas, their offspring were produced by Brahmins. Those Kshatriyas' wives entered into contact with the Brahmins, and there was a rebirth of Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas were born on earth from Brahmins. And one more, Ashvametha Parva, Smirnov's translation. Then some Kshatriyas, driven by fear, fled to the impassable mountains. They abandoned their inherent duty out of fear. Their offspring fell into insignificance for disrespect to the Brahmins, fell into insignificance, leaving Kshatriya duty. Then, after the murder of the warriors, the Kshatriya women again and again gave birth to Kshatriyas from twice born, that is, Brahmins. But Jamadagni's son eradicated them. And so, after 21 sacrifices, disembodied voice from heaven called out to Rama, 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 stop, son. What do you want, taking the life of these Kshatriya tribes again and again? So, according to the Mahabharata, throughout the entire Dvapara Yuga in India, there was a custom in the absence of a male descendant, a Kshatriya man, to appeal to a respected Brahmin with a request for the revival of a dying family by conceiving a boy heir from a Kshatriya girl. According to the Mahabharata, at the end of the Dvapara Yuga, the ancestors of the Pandava and Kaurava clans from the Bharata tribe, then ruling in northern India, were conceived from the Kshatriya women by Brahmin and Rishi Vyasa. Adiparva, Russian translation by Kalyan. Therefore, I state that from a genetic point of view, the male haplogroups of Brahmin fathers ousted from the military Varna and replaced the male haplogroups of Kshatriyas. Now, male haplogroup R1d is most often found in the Atlantic. Scotland in Great Britain, 70%, Cornwall in Great Britain, 78%, Ireland, 82%, Wales in Great Britain, 92%, and in Western Europe in general, approximately 58%, and correlates with Celtic, Italo-Celtic, Iberian Celtic tribes, and West Germans. Its enclaves are in Uyghur in Central Asia, Southern Siberia, Bashkiria, west of the Ural Mountains, Armenia, in Transcaucasia, Turkey, in Asia Minor, the Balkans, and the Caucasus, and around Lake Chad in Africa. It penetrated into Europe and Africa from Asia. It is rare in South Asia, South Asia in general around 5%, India in general around 2%, Pakistan around 7%, Nivar in the foothills of the Himalayas more than 10%. This is the map showing the distribution of male haplogroup A1b. At the same time, the cousin of male haplogroup A1b, male haplogroup A1a, brought to Europe by Scandinavians and Balto-Slavic Iranians, is widely represented in South Asia. The question is how, from the point of view of the theory of exodus of Indo-Europeans from the border region between India and Iran, to explain such a rarity of male haplogroup A1b in its probable ancestral homeland. Since the male haplogroup of the Brahmins of India is A1a, reaching up to approximately 70% in the Brahmin castes, the conclusion suggests that the male haplogroup of the Kshatriyas killed and expelled from South Asia was its relative male haplogroup A1b, found mainly in Western Eurasia and occasionally in Hindustan, and later the subclades of male haplogroup A1a now absent on the subcontinent. The Kshatriya carriers of the male haplogroup A1b, who survived the extermination by Brahmin warriors, personified by Rama, fled from South Asia, regained their numbers, and became the ancestors of the Celts, Italics, Iberians, and parts of Armenians, Greeks, and Germans, possibly also speakers of Anatolian Indo-European language. Expelled immediately after them, the Kshatriya carriers of the male haplogroup A1a and other male haplogroups of South Asia, such as H, L, R2, the ancestors of the Baltic Slavic Iranians and the second part of the Germans, Italics, and Greeks, pushed out the carriers of male haplogroup A1b, forcing them to move from east to west of Eurasia, leaving pockets of male haplogroup A1b in remote mountainous areas like Uyghur, Altai, Bashkiria, Armenia, Turkey, and Greece. So we see the distribution map of the male haplogroup A1a and the distribution map of the male haplogroup A1b. Also, we can compare them with the distribution maps of haplogroup L, male haplogroup originating from South Asia, the same direction, haplogroup L from South Asia, the same direction, and one of the subclades of male haplogroup R2 originating also from South Asia, the same direction. Therefore, I suggest that the ancestors of the Basques, Bashkirs, Chadian peoples, and parts of the Altaians, Uyghurs, Turks lost their Indo-European language and culture. Thus, male haplogroup A1b became insular and semi-insular, marginal Western Eurasian. Some of its bearers in Europe, Greeks, Germans, and Celts, for some time retained the Aryan Kshatriya ideology or legends about battles with representatives of the priestly class. Thus, male haplogroup A1b's bearers in Europe retained their name Arya. Greek aristokratia, rule of the best nobles, Aristos. Gaulish Ario, freeman lord, foremost advanced. Old Irish Aire, freeman chief noble. And Old Norse Ariostar, foremost, most distinguished. And also we have the Greek myth of Caledonian boar hunt, which is interpreted as the reflection of the struggle of the Greek warriors with the priest symbolized by a boar.